Welcome to Offsite Dirt, the podcast committed to uncovering all the insights of the offsite construction industry. Join us as we delve into the realm of offsite construction solutions, modern building methods, high-performance construction, lean manufacturing, and beyond. Your experiences fuel our passion for the industry, fostering collaboration and driving business growth worldwide. So let's get down to the dirt. Here's our host, Audree Grubesic.
Hey everyone!
Hey Audree.
Hi, wow, we're here together at the Advancing Prefab Event.
Meeting in person.
Amazing, in Savannah, Georgia, and in Orange County, California. You got a California girl here. It's exciting.
Absolutely loved meeting you in person. I think that was my highlight for
Mine
sure.
too. My heart goes out to you, you know that, my little lean manufacturing girl.
So we did lots of cool things with Offsite Dirt, right? We are out there, people talking about us, people coming to us, and like we were out there. Like that was super cool to see.
And anytime you want to come up and say hi to us, we are here for you. We love those conversations.
Absolutely, absolutely. So I have a good question for you.
Yeah.
We have been sitting in many different sessions together, apart, meeting new people. What are your 3 takeaways from this conference?
So for those of you that haven't or don't know anything about Advancing Prefabrication, they do this annual event. They've been doing it for 8 years. Luckily for us, it's in beautiful, shiny Denver, Colorado at the Colorado Convention Center, which was an excellent choice. They moved the rooms and the people around very well, and the exhibit floor was really actually special because it not only was the exhibit floor, but it was also the place that we convened for breakfast and lunch, and we're able to kind of meet people, which was really wonderful, right?
Absolutely.
Even having that interaction.
Meaningful connections.
Meaningful connections is definitely key. So there was a couple of takeaways that I found most interesting, and one is always about scaling, bringing your project in, but then really how do you scale it to the next level? And really a lot of that conversation is really looking at the project and then talking about the details afterward. What did you learn? Like, what did we learn about this? Did the project perform in the right way? Did the project not perform in the right way? What are the things that we wanted to execute that we didn't execute? Those are key questions in any type of project, so that you can utilize that information and data so that you can actually be better at the next project, right? Or at least be more prepared for the next project.
Absolutely.
So I think those were really key. I think that was a great foundation. Of course, I'm always a big fan of listening and learning from Amy Marks. I think that she is Queen Prefabulous, as I like to call her. And I always gather so much of her knowledge. She's really in the, I guess, software implementation and understanding and really connecting those dots. But she just really comes with such a foundation of truth, and how the main goal of really being at an event like this is connecting with people that can talk about their challenges and what they learned. And the roundtable that we had for Modular and Prefab was so profound. There was one thing that I learned, and I haven't heard this since I started in Modular. So there is a client that actually builds data centers, and what they did was, what we were particularly talking about, when you build modular, they come in modules that then have to be sequenced to be able to put on site. So what they said was, there's always something that's going to happen in construction. When the modules are coming down, maybe something happens and the wrong one doesn't come in sequence. So what they do is they build these steel frames of the size boxes. Maybe you have 3 different dimensional boxes or 3 different dimensional mobs that are just the steel frame. So if that mod doesn't come in sequence, you can pop in that steel frame and hold the space. So brilliant. Like in 8 years, nobody has ever talked about this, and it's so crazy to me because it's just logical.
Yep, and it makes sense, absolutely. And the good part is, you're getting these insights from people who are actually doing it. It's not a concept,
right?
It's not a POC anymore,
right?
It's actually being done. It just needs to be put out there for people like us to learn from that.
So, coming from the lean manufacturing world, your world, what did you gain from the conference? Were a lot of people talking like that? Did you see a lot of tracks? What did you gain?
Absolutely. So I am gonna start with this. Supply chain was the buzzword in most of the events that I sat in, which was amazing. I've been here before last year. and really nobody was talking about it. And this year, what's cool is everyone was talking about supply chain, because I believe like they understood the context, and they are trying to actually mitigate the challenges they have been seeing in this world, like how the product moves to the whole value chain, and what's happened and what worked, what's not worked was something that's top of mind. People are speaking the language. Trust me, before COVID, I had to sit down and explain to people what supply chain was, or what I did. So that was super cool. I sat in lean manufacturing sessions and saw a real life example of how things are being done, how really utilization of kaizens, utilization of concepts like U-shaped layouts, going to Gemba and stuff like that being talked about was something that super close. Like it's nice to see, it's heartwarming to see people talk about it, people do it, and spreading their knowledge about it. That's the best thing we can do in conferences like this. And lastly, I don't want to leave without this, because you talked about Amy, and Amy's session was most profound, and we talked about sustainability practices. We talked about circular economy principles. Like I've been talking about circular construction for some time now, and now we are talking about real materials that actually add value. What's embodied carbon? What does it mean for you? You can actually do things with some of the software, so technology that you already have today. So those were some of the key learnings that I'm going to take back, and it's nice to see people talking about it, and attendees actually coming in and paying attention and probably meaning to learn from those sessions. So those were some of the key highlights for me, for sure.
There's a lot of like MEPs, plumbing, electrical, mechanical, a lot of those single trade, multi-trades. They were also creating prefab products that can go into these systems. I found it fascinating. I was talking with a gentleman about data centers, and here's the most fascinating thing. They have these gigantic data centers that they are creating, and they literally have all these components and engineers, and they are creating plan after plan after plan, right? It's a really involved, really structured process because they're cultivating something for each client that's specific and new.
Custom for them. Yep,
right, custom for them.
Absolutely.
But the thing that was so cool about it is they actually create the entire project inside their manufacturing plant. Then they test it, and then they take it apart, and then they ship it, and then they rebuild it, and oh my God, it works. It's crazy, right?
Repeatability.
Yes,
right?
repeatability, standardization, right?
Yep, absolutely. I mean, that's where you're actually making money by doing this business. And it was amazing seeing the use of prefab components in so many different industries, right? People from every single industry here talking about how they have been utilizing this whole concept to keep their business going.
Yeah, and talking about tolerances, right? And really knowing what that means and having those conversations in the pre-planning, and then also building a sequencing team and understanding what that means. So much good stuff, so many amazing things. It's just been, and you never know who you're going to meet. You just really never know who you're meet that's going to come in and,
I have to crash this party. So it's Matt McMullen, Executive Director of Art of Construction, and I'm here with my two favorite female vocalists for prefab. Here,
yes.
Advancing Prefabrication. So here we have Offsite Dirtsy Chick of the Dixie Chicks.
Yes.
And here we have SoCal Susie of Susie and the Banshees.
Here we are.
But great conference.
It
Good
was,
hanging with these ladies.
What do you do? Like, what do you
What do I do?
do?
I don't do anything. I just hang with you guys.
What are you? Like,
Who are
is
you?
this man? Who is this man? He's the band leader.
My one takeaway from this whole thing was that some people are harnessing the speed and the cost reduction of prefab. There was a session that I went to today with Danny, who was a developer out of San Diego, and really understood how he could come in and use prefab to give him a competitive advantage in the market. And looking to connect with him after the conference.
Well, I'm so glad. And for many of you that don't know Matt, he is on The Art of Construction, which is one of our amazing collaborators. They have this amazing podcast. And then also he is an architect, land developer, and has some amazing passion projects that are coming up. So it's always good to see you
And most
in your hometown.
importantly, friend of these two lovely ladies.
And that's it. So there you go. You got the recap. We're happy that you're here. That's all the dirt and more. Have a great day, and make sure next time this event comes around, you might want to sign yourself up.
Be here or be square.
See you all soon.